Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. Alright, as the name of the video suggests, this is for a new multiplayer game, and this is what I'm going to kind of run with as a secondary project, or a third project, or a ninth project, or whatever. But I want to explain what it is, and how it's going to come about. And I'm going to do some of the game construction while I'm actually live streaming, and some while I'm actually off screen. But the way this is going to work is this is going to be a game that's going to be put on Steam. And the reason why I'm going to choose to go crowdfunding wise with this one is it's going to cost $100 to get a Steam app ID and get the thing hosted onto Steam, and there you go. So $100 is the target goal to get this on Steam. So what I'm going to do to get started off with is I will be constructing this game. I will put it onto itch.io until it reaches its goal of $100, and then I will go ahead and go through the process of putting this on Steam as a playable multiplayer game that you can download and play and go from there. Once it goes onto Steam, we'll keep it as a free-to-play game for a very short amount of time, and then I will take it and put it on sale for, we'll say, $5 or $10 or whatever. So it'll be in its early access stage of $10, and then once it gets out of early access, we'll say at the 1 year mark, then we'll go into raising it up to $20. Depends on how it goes, and we'll base it from there. But to get started with, it's going to go on itch.io to generate the first $100, and then it will go on to Steam. Then once it's on Steam, then I will say let it generate its X number of revenue to where it's actually starting to get enough people to look at it. When it goes on Steam, I should go ahead and put a price tag on it of, we'll say, $10. And then once it's actually paying for itself, then we'll start doing some other stuff or whatever. When we get to that point, then we'll have a better strategy on that point. I've got about 10 different ideas for that, but let's actually get into what the game actually is going to be. So to start off with, I am using my Steam Simple Multiplayer template. So I'll play this in standalone so you can see what it starts off with and how it's going to grow. I will be utilizing all Synty Studios assets. So this is what you start off with. You have Steam functionality. It's going to have your Steam username and avatar in the upper right hand corner of the screen. If you are not connected to Steam, the multiplayer will not work correctly. So therefore, this right here will be a blank image, and this will say go connect to Steam dummy. That's just reminding you to connect to Steam so that you can actually play it. You'll be able to go into single player, and it'll load in. You see I've got nothing in here for right now, but we're putting the simple key bindings as a thing on a wall, so you can actually see escape gives you your escape menu, spacebar to jump, V changes your view from third person to first person and back, and yeah, we'll go from there. So as we add in more functionality, we'll add more into it, and then we'll transfer this into the actual first maps. But you hit the escape, you can go either to resume game, or you can actually go back to your main menu. If you want to play multiplayer, if you want to find a game that's currently being hosted, you'll hit find, and if nothing pops up, then you hit find lobby. It will search, and look, hey, there's other games going on right now. Right now, since this is running off of a Steam developer ID, you're going to have some false results, and they're all going to have a ping of 999. I'll probably end up just taking the ping out for right now, but I may leave it in there. The reason why it's going to show all 9s for your ping is because there's no app ID associated with this other than the developer ID. So it's going to give you a false result on ping. But if you want to host a game, you click on host, you type in whatever you want for your server name and click make, and it'll go into your first map. Yay. See, I've already got a health bar in there. on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. This is from one of my early formats of the new version of my simple multiplayer Steam template. So that's what we're starting off with, and since we're going to be using all Synty Studios assets, I don't know if you can tell by the name in the upper right hand corner, I'm going to try this as a cowboy, a Wild West shooter. If you guys don't like that theme, if you would rather see the Battle Royale or whatever, I'm just going to start off with the cowboy theme for now. And if you guys like it, then I'll continue with it. If you don't like it, then I'll remake it and we'll do it as a different template. I like the idea of a cowboy name. My username is Beefalo Bart. It was my Single Action Shooter Society nickname from whenever I was doing cowboy action shooting. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Western pack. I'll add in horses, and as soon as Frontier is available, I'll add that in as well. But the name of the game currently is called Shallow Grave. And I plan on having multiple different game modes, but to start off with, we're just going to have the one. You know, we'll start off simple. We'll start off with just getting things functional, and then the actual game will grow as we go. So since we've added in the Polygon Western, we're going to need to do a few different things here. I'm going to do my usual. Inside of my characters folder, I'm going to go ahead and create an animation folder. And I'm going to do my animation retargeting there. First, what I'm going to do naturally is going to be unarmed. In my assets folder, I want to create another folder called audio, and I'll do effects and music. And then for giggles, I'm going to create another one for attenuations. And, you know, that should be good enough. So in my music folder, I'm going to go ahead and put in the background sound that I'm going to use. And it always takes a little while to load the first time when you first pop it in here. So let's actually stop that. We're going to go to, since we're on our main menu map right now as it is, I'm going to go to my blueprints, open level blueprint, and from here I'm just going to do play sound at location. Doesn't matter the location because we're not going to be anywhere. Sound we're going to play is that, and we're going to set the volume to 0.6. So now when we go in here to play, then it will load up. Now the reason why I'm playing it in a standalone is because I use escape for the main menu. Normally that would just end the game. So now when you first pull up in here, we actually have a sound playing in the background. I've already got the TechnoAxe logo. That's where I get my music from, is from TechnoAxe. Great site. So I'm going to change the way the menu and everything looks later on. But let's see if I already have an image that I can use, even though I don't have anything created yet. Nah, I don't have one I can use just yet, but I'll come up with one for that. But we've already got our Polygon Western added in now, so let's go ahead and go to our... We got meshes. Not worried about those. Those are just some tools that I made. I've already added in the my basic materials that I use for, you know, stuff that I've created for terrains and stuff like that. But our character, we want to come in here also and mesh. So this is not going to be so much of a how-to, This is just going to be talking while I'm working. And again, the whole concept of this game is going to be a multiplayer shooter, and I'm planning on doing multiple different game modes, and from the main menu you will be able to go through a selection process of game type, whether it's going to be capture the flag, or if it's going to be, you know, team deathmatch, or everybody versus everybody, or whatever the game mode might be. You'll be able to select from there, and then you'll be able to select a map. So once there's multiple maps going and everything else, you'll be able to select that from the main menu. So we'll go to our meshes. I'm going to grab my characters, do my usual. I'm going to grab my skeleton, and I'm going to drag that into my mesh folder. So in case I decide to add some more in, and I probably am going to add some more in, because, well, you know, everything's good to go for that. I just need to rename it. Call this our sk_playgun. Save all. We're then going to go back to our characters, grab all our characters. The one thing I don't have is like skeletons and things like that, and I'm gonna want that later. So I'll import those in from another asset pack. So let's go to skeleton, assign skeleton. But this will be an actual multiplayer shooter game. Now, being that it is going to be on Steam, it will be Steam region based. So, me being in the United States on the East Coast, in order for you to join and play with me on that particular game, it's going to require that you're on the same Steam region as the other people playing the game. That is so you get the best possible ping and so forth. Go back into my polygon mesh, and I'm going to apply to asset and save. So now I have a thing. So now we've got animations, we're ready for that, and go to our mannequin, character, mesh, UE4 mannequin skeleton, humanoid rig, do my usual up 50, lower arm, back 20, down 10, hand up 10, upper arm up 50, lower arm back 20, down 10, hand up 10. This just gives me the best possible rig. Use current pose, save, corrose, go to my animations, right click on third person animation blueprint, and go SK polygon. We're going to replace the third person underscore with unarmed underscore. Change the folder. You guys have seen me do this 1,000 times, so save all. Go into my player blueprint, player underscore base. Go to mount a viewport. Now, see, the first person camera is like sticking onto his head right there. So whenever I click mesh, go here and change it over to this guy or this guy. Animation class is going to be my new unarmed. I'm going to go to uncheck real time, compile, save. Even though this works as it should, it looks like dog shit. So I'm going to just reposition it, get it to where it's actually going to be right. Uncheck you. Yeah, but it works. You know, for the most part, you know, yeah, well, it gets the job done for me, and I'll probably change it later on, but I just want to get in here and get it working. So now let's actually change maps. Test map. Always run test map anyway. And select a viewport. Alright, so go in there. I can actually look down and see that I have feet and legs and so forth. And it all works to not... I don't like the fact that it actually spins the character around, so I'll probably do some changes to that later on. But it does allow you to look down, see your shadow, see your feet, that kind of stuff. And just by hitting V, you can cycle back and forth between the two. And essentially that's good enough for now. The map that comes with the Synty Studios is always called Demonstration. I'm not going to use this one. I will during testing, but this won't be the map that's actually going to be in the demo. It's not a bad looking map though. I mean, it looks pretty good overall. As I remember, there were some issues with the collisions. Somebody reports to them to try to get it fixed. Let's actually place in a player start just so we have one. And set our game mode. So that's just good enough to the lighting. Good God, the ground is so bright though. We'll have to go check and see what is still bugged. I know that there was an issue with right over here. At one point there was a falling through the ground issue, and like see right here, the issue with the stairs is still a thing, and that's a collision bug. I'll remind them about that, see if we can get it fixed in another update. So to avoid having to do the horrible thing of changing your collisions so that it's actually going to be... I don't like the fact that this door is there. I mean, I can always just do that. Set it 180 degrees. Move the door over. So now when I open it, it'll open up this way. I said I'll chase down some of the other collision issues. You can see I'm walking on the air there, and then just fall right through. So yeah, I'll chase down those collision issues, and I'll get another report back to them for fixing that. And the doors, the simplest thing I can say for right now is either delete them or leaving them open until you come up with a way of setting it to where you can just walk through them, and they pivot back and forth. But this is just going to get us going on our starts, and I wanted to make this video to let everybody know what's going to be going on with this project. Let it be crowdfunded. If there's no interest in it, then it just stays as a secondary project for me, and if it does get interest, then it'll be a thing. You know, I keep making these different series of videos, and people ask me, well, why do you start one and not finish it? Well, if I don't get enough interest in it, and the way I mean by enough interest in something is people need to start talking in Discord and saying, hey, why don't you add this? Hey, why don't you add that? And give suggestions on what we can do with it. And actually, we'll make that happen. The last I streamed just a few minutes ago was actually doing a stream, and people were making suggestions, and I made it happen. So that's the thing. If you want to see something, say something. I mean, I don't mind making these videos, and I do this because I like it. But I'm not going to keep making stuff and continuing with a project if I don't get interest in it. Just for right now, I'm just going to go through and open up these doors while we're talking. But that's going to be the thing on this one. Is this will be crowdfunded. If you want to see this become an actual release game on itch.io, free to download, free to play, that kind of stuff, then let me know. As I make progress in it and actually get things working in it, then we'll make it happen. Yeah, up to a certain extent. I'm not going to show you pictures of my junk, so you know. So stop asking, John. No. Yeah, I mean, features-wise, like in the last video, someone said, well, why don't you add a timer in? I'm like, okay, no problem. So we did that. And, in fact, I can actually, if you want to look at the last video, essentially what we did was we created a target range where you can go around shooting targets and have some that react and some that explode, and you got character, you know, like guys that can walk around that you can shoot at, NPCs that are killable, that have a death animation and that kind of stuff. Another door. The stairwell bug on this one, the collision was an issue. And if you look at the simple collision, well, maybe that's not the issue. That looks good, actually. It's pretty close, but that collision looks good. Doing the line trace is what I usually do to find issues. Something was a problem here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do is make it into multiplayer, but I'm only going to do one small feature at a time. Like, you know, one gun working at a time, making sure that it displays correctly. The problem that I ran into, I still haven't resolved yet because I haven't worked on it yet, was, let's actually check the, no, might actually be this guy. I think it might have been this one. Was possession. The possession replication. No, hell, that looks good too. Let's see if I can open it up and run more than one project at a time here. Where are you? I hope I didn't delete it. I periodically go through and just start deleting projects, because if I don't work on it for a week or two, then there's just no point of keeping it around if I'm not going to keep working on something. This one. We'll let this project open up real quick. It's not going to mess with the one that I'm currently working on. But we'll go ahead and save that one while we're waiting on the other one to come up. There we go. And this right here. Now, if I come in here and I play, so our character walks around, he does everything just lovely. Got a pistol on the ground. You pick that up. Binoculars on the ground. So we can hit B, go on our binoculars, zoom in. And that was all good. And has a little animation to go along with it. This is just a showcase video. Come over, get into a vehicle, drive around. Character's fine. The vehicle's properly working. If you get out of the vehicle, it gets out. You get back in just fine. And same thing with the other vehicle. It's so I get out of this one and come over here, get into this one. And they work independently from each other just fine. But the problem is replication and multiplayer on the way I was doing this. This is possession. I am possessing this vehicle, and I'm probably gonna have to redo the whole system on it, but I'm possessing this actual vehicle now, so whenever I get out, I'm unpossessing, going back to my original character. And the problem that I ran into was with multiplayer replication, whenever, you know, the host works fine, but the client can't get in and out of a vehicle. So yeah, I'll try doing it a different way. Because when I start doing the horses on the Western project, it's going to be a problem doing it that way. Because, you know, with all the animations and stuff like that, this was just a little cheap method for getting the player in and out of a vehicle, and a simple possession is just not going to do it for multiplayer. So I've got to come up with a better way of doing this completely. By the way, this is from the Explorer pack, by the way. Yeah, this isn't actually destroying the player. The body you see inside the vehicle is actually not even the player. It's just a mesh that looks like the player. It's the same skeletal mesh, same hat, same everything else. Yeah, that's the way that I should be doing it, is doing the attach method. But what happens is whenever I'm getting in and out of the vehicle, right now if I get out, it's not spawning the character here, it's just moving the... If I get in right here at this spot, my player is still there. So if this was the location right here, I get into the vehicle, get into the damn vehicle. My character's still there. It's in that same spot. We'll say it's right there at that X. It's still there. I've just disabled collision. I have made everything invisible, and there you go. And then whenever I get out, what happens is it makes everything visible again, and it sets the actual location to right here. It was simple, and it got the job done. So that's what I'm going to end up having to do, is change it to attaching the character to it. As you can see, the area by the door where you get in and out of it. It's just setting the actual location when you get out. But when you get in, it's just making your player invisible and turning off collision. So you're still there. You're still standing in that same location where you got into the vehicle. It's just there's nothing there to run over or anything else. So lighting needs to be rebuilt. Kiss my ass, rebuilding lighting. So this is, you know, like I said, this is the start of this project, and we'll actually make up one thing at a time. I've got the horses, I got the animations and everything that I need for the horses, but I'm gonna have to do some tweaking on them. They're port overs from Unity, because that particular asset pack was never made for Unreal Engine 4, so we're just having to make something else work. But I've got the horse and rider animations, with and without saddles. I got all kind of different stuff here. That was done by one of my other teammates. So I think it should be all the doors now. I do need to figure out what the collision issue is here, because something is preventing me from getting onto those stairs, and those stairs have a good collision. So you see, I'm walking right through it. Default. Let's try block all. Yeah, that's the time-consuming part. Looking forward to seeing what you're getting put out there, because I know the quality of your work. So I need to go ahead and, when I get done with the stream, is set up my tattletale gun, because something here is an issue in the collision, and I got to find out what the collision issue is. It shouldn't be this. I love these assets, man. These are great to work with, and I like the guys from Synty Studios. Great bunch of guys. Simple collision. I don't see any real issues there with collision, and didn't see a problem with the stairs. Shouldn't be anything in the roof. Anything is possible, though. No. Something somewhere along the line here is causing a collision issue with these stairs. But I will find it. Alright, so the stairs are going that way. So I don't know what's going on with that. At one point, I know that there was a collision issue with there was a ground tile that was placed down there that was giving collision issue. Don't know what it is now, but I will figure it out and I'll get that hammered out. Because I've already fixed it once before and then submitted reports to them and they fixed it and then now it's broken again. Because the collision for the stairs appears to be working just fine. But, you know, I'm walking through the rails. So something is not right. For right now, for giggles, do the dreaded. I'll undo this here later, but I just want to check something. And so with the overall project, like I said, it will be crowdfunded. If there's enough interest in this, then it'll happen. Okay, so maybe it was a collision issue with the stairs. I'll just make a manual collision, or well, I'll get it back to them, let them know to fix it. I'm just gonna just walk straight off there. Oh, gotta open up the shit house. So essentially, you know, I got more doors there too. A lot of work to do. The project just started. I mean, I literally, as I was creating the stream here, was creating the project. So this is brand spanking new project. Nothing has been done so far other than what you see screwing around with right now. But for this project to stay a reality, like I said, I'm going to leave this up to the viewers and for you guys and gals. If you want to see it, available to play, you got to let me know. Because I started off to actually do a battle royale game based off of the cowboy theme. And that was something I was going to start with about a year ago. And I actually started creating stuff, and yeah, I mean, at the time though, I was using Mixamo animations, and I was using few CC characters, and yeah, interesting to say the least. But I'm not going to keep this map except for during initial testing. But as you can see, there's stuff other than just the norm. It's not a bad example map, but I'll make my own map, or I'll get one of the guys on my team to actually put the map together. Yeah, got sand going through it here. No. I forgot these are all multiple pieces here. The thing about the assets in this pack right here is when you're creating them, they're actually multiple pieces, so you can create your own town the way you want it to be. There we go. So you're not limited to that. Plus, you can actually take this right here and change the material. Each one of these buildings will have up to like 4 different colors and styles and so forth. The same one is now green there, it's red over there, blue right there. The rustic wood look, you can change it around to suit your needs, to make your town as big or as small as you want, with as many different styles to choose from, white, natural, and so forth. But only keep this map just for the initial testing of features and functions, and then we'll actually have another complete map. So another thing to do is ladders. Keep avoiding doing it. It's not hard to do, it's just a pain in the butt. because I don't think about it, and adding a feature to where, and I don't know about you John, on for the basic concept of doing ladders. Essentially, I think just walk over to the ladder, and as you're pressing the normal forward key, you go up, backwards key, you go down, and it's just an automatic thing. When you get to this, you get a collision box, and it just changes your movement axis to up and down only. It changes your Z axis only instead of your X and Y. So you come over to this, and then suddenly as you're walking forward, you actually just go up the ladder instead of going left and right. So that. I didn't want to make this video too long. I just want to get in here and get it stated that I am actually going to be doing this project. If nothing else, I'll be working on this project for me, because this is pretty much the game that I wanted to do. Another set of doors that are closed. Yeah, I love your jetpack system. It's actually really fun. But I don't think jetpacks and cowboys kind of work together, so. No motorcycles, no hover bikes. It'll be hover horses. So you get to this point, be able to have a shootout. I gotta see what I can do with the lighting on this, because that's just really damn bright textures right there. Hey, you guys are lucky that I drug my ass away from Assassin's Creed Odyssey long enough to work on the other series and do that couple videos, and to actually start on this one, because I've been having entirely too much fun playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Damn it, another door. It'll take me forever to get all the damn doors open up. You know, I've been seeing some really kick-ass videos of people that's been working with the Synty assets. One of them was with the C-130 airplane and the Battle Royale pack, whereas they have a parachute drop, and you got people and tanks parachuting out. And one poor bastard got run over by the tank once the tank started driving. Shit, there's another door. You know, for doors, that'll be a thing for another day. Setting up timelines for the doors so that you can actually, when you walk over, you can either interact with them, press a key and open the doors, or, I don't know, I may just auto open doors. Whenever you get close, it'll automatically open up. I don't know yet on doors. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. So, yeah. Porta potty works. But there's things like this. There's a pit you can fall into, but there's no way to get out of this pit. So that comes into the checking your maps for bugs. I think that's all the bugs I need to worry about for right now. So like this, there's no way to get out of that pit, so you can always just take a set of stairs and throw them up here for now, or throw some train trestles or something. I think that'll actually be good enough. But I will be working on this project a little bit at a time. I probably am going to drag my happy ass back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've been playing quite a bit with that. Not good enough that I just have one playthrough on it, but I have a second playthrough going. One with the male character, one with the female character. Up to level 37, and yeah, enjoying the game. The things that I didn't think that I would enjoy, like the ship stuff, I do enjoy. So yeah, just stop by the Discord more often. Like I said, I will keep this as a continual project I'll work on daily. You know, trying to get things done with it. Alright, there are no doors on this one. Alright, cool. But if you guys want to play this game, once I start getting some more features done, like, you know, other animations, the weapons, and so forth, it's not fiddling around with that. Current weapons that are in this one is the, there's a knife with sheath. You got 2 different revolvers. You got the Colt Peacemaker style. You've got the old black powder navy revolver. Used to love shooting those. You also, for handgun wise, you have a sawed-off double barrel shotgun. Long gun wise, you've got lever action rifle, and you got double barrel shotgun. So that's the current weapons, and there's your knife. Probably going to add another asset pack in prior to waiting on the Frontiers. I have to play a game every so often to get my mind off of other stuff. Between real life stuff and the Discord stuff, between all the different Discord servers I'm on and moderate and admin for and everything else. You know, you wouldn't think that would be a lot of work, but helping Synty Studios get their Discord set up and running, they're taking off pretty good. I've quit a bunch of the other Discord channels, but I like to play a game every now and then and just get my brain off of things. Do this lighting build, and you guys have seen the weapons. Vehicles that are in here currently, nothing. There is a train, and I will work on trying to make something work with that train. But yeah, it's going to take a little while on lighting. Just want to make this video as the intro and the information based on the game, and then close out the video so I can finish up with what I'm doing here. And that's just, I'm going to add the train on the tracks, and maybe or I'll start putting sockets on my player. I don't know what I'm going to do next on here. Just want to make this video to say that, hey, this is going to be a multiplayer game based off of the Synty Studios Western Pack, Frontier Pack once it's released, and it's going to be crowdfunded to the point where if you guys want to play it, it will be made available. I'm not going to make it available. We always take advice. I'm always grumpy, but I'm very seldom mad. But with all the other series and stuff like that, if I don't get enough interest on Discord, and that's what I'm basing off of, is activity on Discord, is if I don't get the interest, then I don't continue the projects. I have enough other stuff to keep me busy. With once the actual multiplayer stuff gets in here, I mean, I'm not even gonna put it on HIO until I've actually got it playable, to where there is at least some form of combat where you can shoot something or whatever. It's like the FPS series, that one, and the way I put them on HIO, they're on there for free, but it prompts for a donation of $2. You can make the donation of $2. You can make it more. You can say, screw you, Bart, I'm not giving you shit. I just want to play your stuff for free. You can you opt for that choice as well. You can get it for free, or you can pay for it. So I put it on HIO for right now. But since this game is targeted for going on to Steam, then that's the whole point. Is if anybody wants to see this go on Steam once it becomes a shootable version of the demo, and then it'll have to be crowdfunded. I'm not going to come out of pocket for a project that there's not enough interest in. In other words, once it's on itch.io, I will leave it on itch.io in a basic shootable demo format. But if it doesn't even make $100 on itch.io, then I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, I look at it like this. I have enough stuff to keep me busy, and I had an issue on my Discord channel the other day where I have 3 rules on my Discord channel. 3. I do all this shit on here for free. I don't get paid to make these tutorials. I'm not sponsored. I do have some agreements with a few companies here and there, but I'm not getting paid to make the tutorial videos. I'm doing them because I like doing them. And I have the Discord channel. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to be a member of my Discord channel. And, it's one of those things where, since I'm doing all this out of the kindness of my heart, yeah. Yeah, that's why the goal was to do it the way I'm doing it. But like with the Discord, since I'm doing all this for free, and I'm only asking for people to follow 3 simple rules on my Discord channel, I'm like this: if you can't acknowledge those 3 rules, A, don't use the mention feature at all. B, damn sure don't use the mention feature with my name in it. And don't send me Discord messages out of the blue asking me questions whenever I have a room that's set up for questions and answers. 3 simple rules. If people can't abide by those 3 simple rules, then they can kiss my ass, essentially. I mean, I'm going to ban them from my Discord channel. I'm not asking for much, I get tips and donations, and that's nice. I really appreciate them. But for the different game projects, I base everything off of Discord. If I get interest on Discord, then I will continue with the project. Exactly. That's why with this project, if people want to see this project get released on the Steam, and what's the big deal about getting it on Steam? Well, once it's on Steam, the potential for thousands of people to actually have it. And if you want to play multiplayer, then you'll be able to go in there and find games and have other people to go shoot at and blow things up with. So you can go in there and play with your friends instead of just playing with yourself all the damn time like I do. I mean, yeah. But to make this happen, I'm not going to do it 100% for free. But what I'm going to do is I will keep hammering away at this project, getting it to where it's functional to the point to go on itch.io to where you're able to do something besides have a demo map and walk around and like, ooh, look, pretty. That's no fun. At least with the FPS series, I put that demo on itch.io. I need to update that this evening sometime or in the morning to be where it is currently. Sorry for the frame drop. For some reason, there's a lot of freaking objects in here. There's 1129, so the lighting build is probably making the frames choppy right now. Because it's down to 14 FPS on the stream. Sorry, 11. Yeah, I mean, with that, there's at least now a shooting range. You can walk around the shooting range and engage in targets. Most of them, it's a lot more visible. Whenever you shoot them, they fall over. The spring targets, I'll probably take them out because there's not enough reaction in them. There was more reaction before, but since I've added in the ability to kill players or bots and the death animations and that kind of stuff, I've had to adjust the damage levels here and there. and it's just not that much reaction out of the spring targets, and not enough to where it's worth having them. So I'm probably going to take the spring targets out, put them back in, the other targets back in, or just replace them with you know, all the other target, the regular fall down targets, or exploding targets, or other reactive targets. Because I think there's 2 spring targets in the shooting range, but there's a score system. Whenever you shoot the target, you get score for hitting it. You see your ammo count. Probably going to set up a penalty system for a miss. So if you miss, you'll get like a -2 or to your score or something like that. And then at the end, it comes up with an end of match thing where it shows your score. It was a very simple system set up in the stream. The version that's on itch.io doesn't have the new system where it has a timer. I set a 2-minute timer, and it just counts down from 120 seconds, and whenever it gets to 0, then it just comes up to a black screen and says game over and shows your score. That's just the basic functionality of what's in that project. And I'll probably do something like that with this as well. Have a shooting range where you can go into it and shoot down tin cans or whatever else. Just have a target gallery just for people who just want to goof around and whatnot. Autosave can kiss my ass. But one thing at a time. Like I said, once I put a playable demo version of this game onto itch.io, I'm going to leave it up to the number of bids on there for donations of $2, $5, whatever people want to put into it, if they want to put it into it. I'm not going to charge anybody for the demo. You don't have to pay. You can download it for free, but updates after that point, honestly, it's going to be based on the amount of people who are actually donating for it and for interest on Discord and donations towards. I've got a couple people who can't seem to get itch.io to take their money, so they have been paying via PayPal for other stuff directly. Sometimes that link's not working, so I've had one that can only do it through my Streamlabs link. And if it's, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is what would happen if somebody actually did the Streamlabs link and made a donation.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I wish I could wet my pants.
Just happened to use the name John there, but it plays that animation in that sound file whenever someone makes a donation through Streamlabs inside the actual project. It's like subscribers, you get that. I still haven't changed anything else on it, so that's the default stuff. Alright, well, we're going to leave it at this. I'm going to let this finish doing its thing here. Editor preferences, see if it'll load up while I'm doing this. And loading, saving, enable autosave, uncheck. Hate that crap. So, I'll check with me on Discord. Make suggestions on Discord on what you want to see in this project. What kind of action, if you want to see a battle royale or a free-for-all, kill 'em all, or I mentioned a game mode once before that's similar to a battle royale where it's everybody versus everybody to the last man, like a battle royale would be, but whenever you die, you respawn as a zombie or a skeleton or something of that nature. And then you don't have a gun, but you'll still be able to walk around the map and try to track down and kill other players. You'll just be an unkillable zombie. If you get quote-unquote killed, then you just respawn at a different location, a random spawn location. But that was a game mode that I mentioned before, and actually had a short stream on the respawn system. But yeah, let me know what kind of game modes you want to see. If you want me to get rid of the cowboy idea and go back to the battle royale asset pack, or if you don't want to see guns, you want to see a hack and slash and actually do like dungeons or knights or samurais or use any of the other asset packs from Synty Studios. I'm going to use them simply because, well, they're paid for, and I have all of them, so I might as well use them, and they look good. I like the look of them. I like the feel of them. So I'm going to be using the Synty Studio assets in the project. But I'm going to leave the combat style and the play style up to comments placed in the Synty Studio section of the Discord channel. So, like I said, it's going to be crowdfunded, and crowd ideas is the other idea behind the crowd thing. Is whatever goes in the game is going to be based on what are the suggestions. Otherwise, I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want to do and just make something. Make it the project that I want to do it. So the first release is actually going to be put onto itch.io once I've got the basic shooting done with just one gun and doing damage and that kind of stuff, death animations, and a simple shoot 'em up basic system. Once that's actually done, I'll probably just set it up on this map until I get other things going. Once I get that version up, I will actually put that on itch.io, and that'll be the version, and that's going to help decide what goes on. So post your questions on Discord. Any of the Unreal Engine 4 section for real, but I've got the general section, Synty assets, questions and answers, demos, game jam. The current game jam, I believe, was over with a couple days ago. We had the one for Halloween, and we got the card game challenge. That so far of the entries, the winning version, sadly, is somebody that's on my team, and they're not eligible to win anyway. So, all right, guys and gals, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna keep working on this project a little bit, and then, like I said, if you have comments or suggestions on it, of what you want to see, put them on Discord, and let me know. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.